Hi. I am a fan of C.S. Lewis, and I'm also a fan of English humor. So I wanted to spend some time in one of Lewis's books that is a fiction book. Now, Lewis wrote many serious books about his field in English literature and many apologetic articles and books that I have benefited from. But this time I thought we would read one of his fictions, which also he has the talent of being able to express things in a way in which is humorous and imaginative and also teaches you profound truths. So I wanted to do some readings from his book, The Screwtape Letters. The subtitle is Lectures from a Senior to a Junior Devil. Excuse me. So some might think the devil isn't a subject that should be made fun of, or that it's questionable to make fun of the devil. When I was a witness, I grew up believing in the devil as a personal being and that he should be feared. And I still believe that the devil is a real being and that there is a real spirit realm around us. So I think of the time when I was a witness. I did also see, though, a preoccupation, maybe a real panic or fear, even among the witnesses that I was chummy with, about the power of the demons. So we were newly married and pioneers and had very little money. And so we furnished our new home, our first home, with much secondhand furniture and just secondhand items. And we still do that. Now, I remember at the time we got some objection from some of our friends saying, "Oh, you shouldn't buy secondhand furniture. You have no idea where it came from. You may be bringing the demons into your home." Even at the time, as a witness, where I did believe you should fear the demons, I thought it was a curious thought that somehow brand new items were safer than used items, because I thought, we don't know anything about the manufacturer or the owner of the store that's selling new products any more than we do those who come to us through secondhand shops and have been other people's items. And I also believed and still believe that God is more powerful and stronger than the demons. So if your focus was on God and love of God, you could trust in that. You could have protection from that. So Lewis puts two quotes at the beginning of his book to kind of show you that he's not alone in thinking that there's good reason to find ridicule of the demons as an appropriate way of dealing with them. He quotes Martin Luther and Thomas More on the inside fly here. It says, "The best way to drive out the devil, if he will not yield to texts of Scripture, is to jeer and flout him, for he cannot bear scorn." That was from Martin Luther. Thomas More says, "The devil, the proud spirit, cannot endure to be mocked." So I say, let's mock on. So we're going to read some of Lewis's way of showing through an imaginative fiction the methods of the devil. This is his preface before we get into the actual letters. He says, "I have no intention of explaining how the correspondence which I now offer to the public fell into my hands. There are two equal and opposite errors into which our race can fall about the devils. One is to disbelieve in their existence. The other is to believe and to feel an excessive unhealthy interest in them. They themselves are equally pleased by both errors, and hail a materialist or a magician with the same delight. The sort of script which is used in this book can be very easily obtained by anyone who has at once learned the knack, but ill-disposed or excitable people who might make a bad use of it shall not learn it from me. Readers are advised to remember that the devil is a liar. Not everything that Screwtape says should be assumed to be true, even from his own angle. I have made no attempt to identify any of the human beings mentioned in the letters, but I think it very unlikely that the portraits, say, of Friar Spike or the patient's mother, are wholly just. There is wishful thinking in hell as well as on earth. In conclusion, I ought to add that no effort has been made to clear up the chronology of the letters. Number 17 appears to have been composed before rationing became serious, but in general the diabolical method of dating seems to bear no relation to terrestrial time, and I have not attempted to reproduce it. The history of the European War, except insofar as it happens now and then to impinge upon the spiritual condition of one human being, was obviously of no interest to Screwtape. C.S. Lewis. And he wrote this in 1941. I'm going to link to a video we did recently on the book of Matthew for Jehovah's Witnesses, the 7th one we did, which was Christ's temptations by the devil. Our best defense and weapon is the Word.